Hello, welcome back. This is my second YouTube video, and for this one I kind of thought I would do something fun, or maybe, I don't know. But this is a tier list of all the Disney movies that I've seen, or at least remember seeing, like Aladdin 2's not on here. I don't really remember it. I watched it when I was like 8. But some of these movies did stick out to me, so I put them on here. Disney's just so important to a lot of people, including me. I love them. I watched Aladdin last night for like the 100th time. Spoiler, it's my favorite, so it's goated for sure. And Disney's just so sick. It's sick. Like, there are so many movies that teach kids good lessons and good morals and values of life. And I really think the world has been better off because of not just Disney, but animated movies in general. So I wanted to, show my love by doing this tier list. And instead of having like the S, A, B, C, D, E, bleh. So I have goated, awesome, based, cool, the dungeon, and the goulash. Not a ton of movies will be in the goulash. I feel like that's pretty hurtful, pretty bad, disrespectful. Dungeon, that's okay. I can live with putting a movie in the dungeon. But yeah, let's get started. Why not? Okay, so we got Bolt. I just said I was going to try not to put a lot of movies in the goulash, but I really think Bolt is one of the worst. Yeah. So it's down there. Yeah. And Emperor's New Groove. I really love this movie a lot. I'm going to go based. It's based. It's really funny. And yeah, it's just a vibe. It's a vibe movie. Last time I watched it was on spring break, my junior year. And me and some of my friends watched it after a late night of hanging out. And it was awesome. It was so much fun. Dumbo. Never been the biggest fan of Dumbo. I'm not saying it's bad. These are all my personal opinions, Some people love Dumbo. I'm not going to send you to the dungeon. But I will be sending Dumbo to the dungeon. Fantasia. It's legendary. Fantasia is awesome. Whenever I went to Disney, when I was a kid, I got the hat that Mickey wears. And to this day, it's probably the coolest hat I've ever owned. I love it so much. And Fantasia is just awesome. So much heart. Brother Bear. 2 years ago when I found out Joaquin Phoenix was in Brother Bear, it kind of sent me in a spiral. I was like, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit. But Brother Bear it's cool. It's not one of the greatest movies ever, but it's not bad. It's cool. Chicken Little. It's going in the dungeon. I was never a big Chicken Little guy. Yeah, I kind of think it's not good at all, really. It's borderline goulash. Hercules. Hercules is awesome. They're going to do a live action Hercules, which I'm really pumped for, especially if they get the casting right. And I just love the songs, and I love, mythology. Hades is one of the best Disney villains of all time. So yeah, it's awesome. Home on the Range. I think these are one of the movies that I remember watching, but I don't really remember loving it or hating it. So I'm going to go with Brother Bear. Cool. Like, nothing in it really is ingrained in my brain, but I don't remember, when I was a kid being like, bah, bah, like some of these movies below it. Lady and the Tramp. I still do, but spaghetti is like the biggest food in my life. So when I was a kid, my dream in life was to do, the spaghetti noodle thing. That dream has changed. It's still there, just it's shifted down a little. But yeah, Lady and the Tramp is a beautiful movie. I'm going to go based. Lilo and Stitch, okay. A lot of people have this like up. I don't. It's not bad. It's based. It's based. But I do think it's kind of, when I was a kid, I thought it was kind of overrated. Meet the Robinsons has a soul-crushing scene in it, like a lot of Disney movies. But all in all, I think it's just cool. Like, it's cool. The T-Rex with the small arms thing, that scene when I was a kid was probably the funniest thing of my lifetime at that time. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Beauty and the Beast. So this is one that I actually think was boosted in my rankings because of the live action movie. Because I didn't really remember loving Beauty and the Beast that much, other than like the lamp and the clock when I was a kid. But then the live action one came out, and Emma Watson, duh. So I went and watched it, and I really loved it. It's my second favorite live action Disney behind Jungle Book. So then after that, like a couple weeks went by, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to rewatch Beauty and the Beast. And I loved it so much more. I'm going to put Beauty and the Beast in awesome. I think it is funny. I think it has a lot of heart. I think it has a really good lesson in it that anybody could watch and be like, I need to be better, Moana, it's awesome. It's probably the best Disney movie that's came out, I think, in the last, probably 15 years. Since, 2010, if I had to guess. The songs are great. The vibe's great. This is honestly probably Dwayne Johnson's best movie. But yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's cool. I haven't seen Moana 2 yet. I heard it's kind of a letdown, but I'll be the judge of that. Mulan, it's goated. Mulan is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I just love the anybody can do anything. The woman warrior, Mulan's a badass. The songs bang. The Huns are creepy. And this is one of the most beautiful Disney movies. I mean, everybody talks about the scene of the snow and all the people riding down the hill, which is awesome. But it's not the only scene that is like a painting. That whole movie is a very beautiful movie, and it's one of the best. It's one of the greats. So next we have Oliver and Company. This is another, for me, cool. It's cool. A lot of these movies in the cool section are movies that I watched when I was younger that I would rewatch some, but it never, nothing ever stood out to me, or I never, fell in love with it. And that's exactly where I'm going with 101 Dalmatians. Cruella de Vil, one of the greatest Disney villains of all time. But the dogs were never, a big part of my life. I never was huge on that. But then we get to the Aristocats. Aristocats is awesome. No, based. It's based. Aristocats are based. It's a super cute movie. It's just, when the cats are playing the song on the piano, I think that's the biggest I smile at any point in my life. It's such a just wholesome, cute movie. Peter Pan, goated. It's also in my top 3 Disney movies of all time with Mulan. And I think Peter Pan is just, when I was a boy, all I wanted was to go to Neverland. Which I guess I kind of missed the point of the movie when I was a kid. But Peter Pan had such a big role in my life. I always wanted to watch it. And then my love for it grew as I got older. And now it's, it went from a top 5 Disney movie to top 3. And it honestly is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's just, it's beautiful. Pinocchio. This is again going cool. I was never a huge Pinocchio guy. I don't think it's bad. Don't think it's good. I feel like cool is definitely going to have the most movies in the category, but that's just because I don't think these movies are bad. It's just like, I'm never going to be sitting on Disney Plus being like, I wonder what I should watch tonight. Oh, let me put on Home on the Range. No. I'm going to be like, oh, let me put on Hercules. Like, let's go. Pocahontas. So, I'm in between based and cool. Because I do think it's good. I think... I'm going to go based. I'll go based for Pocahontas. Because I think it's better than all the movies. Yeah. Maybe that's how I should start looking at it. Like, for the next one, is The Rescuers better than Pocahontas, per se? I would say no, in my opinion. So I guess it has to go cool. I don't know. Should I do that? I probably should have thought about how I'm going to rank these before I am, halfway through videoing. But screw it. Robin Hood is based. It's based. It's awesome. Cinderella, I'm going to go cool. I know it's a lot of people's like, it's iconic. It's definitely iconic. You can't argue that. But especially like out of the princesses too, Cinderella's not even in my top 5 of princesses. So I feel like cool. Yeah, like Pocahontas is definitely better. Robin Hood's better. Lilo and Stitch. Lady and the Tramp. Emperor's New Groove. Yeah. Zootopia. See, this is a newer one. So, like, when I was a kid, I know I would have loved it. I liked it. I love Jason Bateman. I'll go cool. I have a feeling Zootopia 2 might go down, but who cares? Sleeping Beauty, Call Me Crazy, Dungeon. Sleeping Beauty's going in the dungeon. When I was a kid, that was one of my least favorite movies to watch, and my sister loved it. I just never cared for it. Never, and I'm not the target audience for it, but that's okay. I feel like I'm not the target audience for a lot of these movies, but who cares? Frozen's awesome. Okay, Frozen is awesome. You can't deny it. The songs are awesome. Olaf is just the best. Olaf's the best, and it is another one like Moana. It's 2 of the best. Those are probably the 2 best Disney movies that have came out, in recent years. But I love Frozen. Now, here we go. Aladdin. I should have put, greatest of the goated category, and that'd be Aladdin. I rewatched it last night. It's been my favorite Disney movie since I was a little boy. And I honestly think it always will be my favorite Disney movie. Aladdin is so sick. The genie, Robin Williams gives one of the best voice acting performances of all time. Jafar was scary. The vibes were immaculate. The songs were cool. The romance was awesome. It's just, Abu is great. And that movie, like Peter Pan, also had a huge crutch on my life. When I was a kid, every time I saw like a cool roof, I was like, I'm going to run away and live up there. because that would be beautiful. That would be like Aladdin. Also, when I was a kid, I think I kind of misinterpreted that movie. But it's like the greatest thing ever. I love it. Alice in Wonderland. So I think Alice in Wonderland is based. I think it's based. Yeah. The Mad Hatter is sick. Just that world, Wonderland, is just very cool. It's very, this is another like iconic. Alice in Wonderland is iconic. Snow White. If it wasn't for the dwarfs, this would be Dungeon. Because I never really cared about Snow White or Maleficent or, But the dwarfs, when I was a kid, were tip top. Sword in the Stone is based. I'm going to try to, get through some of these. My camera has a 30-minute recording limit, and this video is only going to be probably about like 14 minutes long. But I've been recording. I've done a couple of takes, full transparency. So I only have like 6 minutes left on my recording. So I need to, wrap it up. As I was talking about wrapping it up, I took like 40 seconds off the clock. But that's okay. Tangled is based. Tangled's based. It's an awesome movie. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. Rapunzel is also just a very cool princess. Tarzan. Okay. I think I would like it a lot more now. But when I was a kid, Tarzan kind of just like grossed me out. I was like, ugh. Like, you're living in the jungle with a bunch of monkeys. Gross. Again, I was a child. I didn't grow up. But the songs are awesome. So I'm going to go, it's based on the closest thing to cool. Based and cool, so very... Fox and the Hound. Fox and the Hound's awesome. Fox and the Hound's awesome. It's, ever since that movie, I've wanted, a little hound, as you could say. Like the ears, and they're so cute. And this movie also, when I was a kid, made me cry a lot. I cry a lot in movies now. But when I was a kid, I felt like I didn't cry as much, and I feel like Fox and the Hound got me a lot. Frozen 2, I'm going to go based, because I think it's a step down from Frozen 1, but it's still really good, personally. I think it's good. Okay. Hunchback of Notre Dame, whatever. I remember loving the third act, but not really caring for the first two. So I'm gonna go cool. Like when the villain falls into the fire, and I remember being a kid and be like, oh yeah. But other than that, okay. Lion King. One of the greatest, it has to be goated. I'm also the biggest Elton John fan, I know. And he, did the songs for Lion King. It's awesome. It's awesome. It really is. It's in my top 5 Disney movies. And, yeah. Timon and Pumbaa. As you can see, when I was a kid, comedy characters were always my favorite. As I feel like with a lot of kids, they get the laughs. And Timon and Pumbaa were two of the best at their sports, making kids laugh. They're goated. Little Mermaid, okay, call me crazy, other than From Under the Sea. Yeah, Dungeon. Not that. I was never, Ariel, never really, I was never a huge fan of her. Ursula was, in my opinion, not the greatest villain. So yeah, I'm going Dungeon. Treasure Planet. I feel like a lot of people love this movie. I did too. So I'm going based. Is that crazy? I don't know. Okay, moving on. Princess and the Frog, awesome. One of my favorite scenes in any Disney movie is the voodoo scene from Princess and the Frog. It really does, just make you want to, like dance a little. It's awesome. And then all the songs and having like the jazz vibe, the New Orleans, Louisiana vibe. It's awesome. It really is awesome. Okay, my camera's also about to die, so got to do it quick. Bambi, cool. Didn't really care for it. Jungle Book, one of my favorite movies of all time. My favorite live action movie. Boom, goated. And Atlantis, cool. Okay, thank you all so much for watching.